3. The 2-2 count previous to that.
Now batting the right fielder, number 4.
And DiGirolamo, the center fielder, led off with a ground out to second base. So Kafer's thrown 9 pitches, 6 strikes, building at his master's in criminal justice, and he pitches to Carter here, and that's strike 1. Kafer, the ace of this squad, the chair of the NJCU Student Athlete Advisory Committee for the second year in a row. The leader on and off the field for NJCU. Line drive up the middle over the head of Kafer. Advance. Actually cost him there. And William Paterson has a 1-0 lead.
Now batting, second baseman, number 11, Matt Ferrero.
And 1 left. Bottom of the inning coming up.
That inning for William Paterson, there was no runs, 2 hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base.
As NJCU tries to rally from a 1-0 deficit. And I think our audio is being a little wicked here, but I think we have tamed it. And taking a look, first of all, for William Paterson defensively, it'll be new pitcher in this game will be Chris, a junior left fielder, or left-hander out of West Milford, New Jersey, DePaul Catholic High School.
Number 27, Tom Fulsini.
And otherwise, same lineup for William Paterson. The catcher, Solodkin. The first baseman is Weiss. The second baseman is Ferrara. At shorts, Cuevas. Liriano at third. In the outfield, Dean in left. DiGirolamo in center. And the right fielder is Carter for NJCU. Tom Pulsini leads off at second base. Nick Legato, the shortstop, bats second. Bill Fiena, left fielder, hits third. And Dan Berardi is at first base, the cleanup hitter. Lennon Gomez, the DH, batting fifth. Juan Pena, the right fielder, bats sixth. Mike Ramirez, the center fielder, batting seventh, with Jesse Kraft at third, hitting eighth. Foul back towards us. So it'll be a 2-ball, 2-strike count here. Nobody out. Bottom of the first inning. Pioneers have a quick 1-0 lead in Game 2. They won the opener 10-1. Excuse me. Foul tip. And Legato stays alive. Legato had 2 hits in the last game. He is 30 on the year. Foul back towards me. No movement from anybody on my staff, so good job, guys. Got it was a 12-game hitting streak. Bill Fian is on deck. Babb is taking a long time, and he finally steps off. By the way, with a walk in the last game, extended his on-base streak to 18 consecutive games. Gatto has a 12-game on-base streak along with his hitting streak. Swung on and missed. And he chases that one in the dirt. And that's the first out. Bill Fian will be due up.
Now batting, left fielder, number 33, Bill Fian. Yeah, it'll be crowd today.
Now, after saying hello to Bob and we each asked how each other was doing, he said, "Hey, I just reached a milestone." And I asked him what it was, as that was a foul tip, Castellano. That's not going to feel good. He got caught and is slow to walk that off. Ashley Pace, our assistant athletic trainer, was going to go out to look at him, but he goes over, sees her in the press box right here, and waves her off, says, "No, I'm good, I just need a second." But Coach Bob Lauderhand, in his 38th year as the assistant coach at William Paterson, said to me, "I just reached a milestone. I just had my 500th career loss." And I guess after 38 years, if you coach that many games, eventually you're going to get to some other interesting milestones. Ground ball up the first baseline, foul. And I talked with them, well, how many of those 500 So Lennon Gomez, now riding an 18-game on-base streak, steps to the plate. Wearing some Under Armour around his neck on a really chilly day here in Jersey City. We listed as 44 degrees, but it feels a lot colder than that. Foul back towards us. Two-strike count here for Babb. That's in the dirt. Gomez does not offer at it. The 1-2. Swung on and missed. That is the third strikeout in the last four batters for the pitcher Babb.
Now batting, right fielder, number 13, Juan Pena. I feel like I say his name so often.
That's cool. It sounded kind of funny.
Ground ball up the middle. That'll be the first base hit.
On the first pitch.
So Juan Pena's aboard.
Right fielder, number 21, Mike Ramirez.
And that'll bring up Jesse Kraft. Had NJCU's first hit in the last game, was 1 for 3. He's now hitting .311 overall. Down the right field line. Weiss gives a run, but it's going to be out of play. Now, men's volleyball lost to Lehman back in February, 3-2 in a match the Knights led 2-0. Looks like the Gothic Knights are trying to turn the table. They're in the fifth set. NJC actually led the match 2-1. They lost the first, won the next two. Lehman won the fourth. And there in the fifth set, NJC was leading 14-12 last I checked, waiting for a final score. Hangs on, I should say, for a a 6-pitch walk there. So, with runners at second and third in Castellano and Ramirez, Tom Pulsini will step in, hitting. And the Gothic do hold on, and they Lehman 15-13. And they win the match 3-2. All here in the second inning. After a time granted to Pulsini. That's wide, it's 3-1. And if he gets on, Nick Legato will step in. So the Gothic Knights have tied it at 2 here with 2 runs in the bottom of the second inning. Throw to second base, diving in with the steal is come out and swung on and missed, and NJCU strands 2 runners in scoring position. Babb yelled into his glove after that strikeout as the inning comes to a close. That's his 4th strikeout. He started the inning with 1. Babb ends the inning with 1, but he gave up 2 runs on 3 hits. And the Gothic Knights strand 2 were tied at 2 heading to the third. Back here, and Carter, the right fielder, is at the plate now, hitting .425 after that foul ball. The count is 1-2. He had a single and a run scored in the first inning. And that is hit down the left field line. It's a fair ball rolling towards the corner. Carter around first on his way to second with a double.
Now batting, the third baseman, number 13, Chris Liriano.
So Liriano now trying to give the Pioneers back the lead. We're tied at 2 in the top of the third. Kafer deals. Slow roller towards Pulsini. He's there in time. That will advance the runner. So 4-3 ground out. Carter goes to third, and the second baseman Ferreira will step in. So men's volleyball with and back on top on the single by Ferreira.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 16, Shane Adams.
So Adams, whose average is now above the Mendoza line, that's in the dirt. Castellano couldn't find it initially, and that allows Ferreira to advance on the wild pitch. Ball 1 to Adams. Long on a miss, 2-1. And we're back here in Jersey City. Bill Fee in the leadoff for the Gothic Knights, trailing 3-2. Sage and NJCU are in the second set in Albany. Ground ball by Fian to second base. Ferreira will throw him out. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Now batting, first baseman, number 14.
Dan Berardi will now step in.
Number 14.
Dan Berardi will now step in. Berardi lined out sharply to right field in the first inning. So men's volleyball gets to double-digit wins on the season. It looked like that long streak of consecutive seasons with at least 10 wins was going to come to an end, but they've won their last 3 to get to 10-15. They're playing Sage right now. The Gators are 12-14. This is the last match of the year. Sage is leading that match 1-0 up in Albany, New York, about a 3-hour ride. 8-7 Sage in the second set. Back to baseball action. Berardi looks at a 2-0 pitch. That's strike 1. Inside. Now it's 2-1. Three and 1. Berardi will chop. 2-2 by Babb. 2 outs here in the third. And Gomez drops it into right field. Strong for third first. He nearly got him. Carter got to the ball quickly and fired a strike down first base. And if Gomez wasn't running hard out of the box, could have been out at first. 2-ball count to him. Three balls and one strike now. That's sawed off to our right, opposite way. Slotkin now 3-2. This is one of these situations where it's too bad we don't have an elevated press box that you don't have to look through a screen, because that probably would have been a web gem right there for Kyle Kafer. As that ball is struck up the middle for a base hit. So Solodkin, that's the 7th hit for the Pioneers.
Now batting, the center fielder, number 1, Steven DiGirolamo.
So the center fielder, DiGirolamo, will step in 1 for 2 in the game, 305 hitter on the season. DiGirolamo to ground into a DP, and Solodkin retired at second himself. No runs, a hit, and nobody left on. Bottom of the 4th coming up in Jersey City. Last couple seasons, the wins haven't been there like they have in the past. 11 wins last year, 10 this year, but he still got to double figures. With a fairly young team. And losing a couple matches along the way due to weather. And we are back here as the Gothic Knights went 1-2-3 in the 4th, so the Pioneers will try to add to their lead in the 5th. First pitch is lined right at Mike Ramirez. He didn't even have to move. Could have sat down on the couch, got up, grabbed a drink.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 4, Dan Carter.
Carter has been a tough out, and hitting in the third spot in the lineup. He is producing right now in this doubleheader, hitting .432 to the moment. 2 runs today, including a double in the third inning. That double was the 8th of the year for Carter. Inside. And it's 3-1. NJCU entered the day tied for second place in the league. Rutgers Camden, the only unbeaten left at 4-0. That's ball 4. Carter works out the walk. And the Knights at home need to work out at least a split here.
13, Chris Liriano.
NJCU already with 3 wins in 5 games in the league. You play 18. You need about 9 to make the NJAC tournament. The hardest thing right there. You preach to not live with regret, but it's hard not to think about in sports. My God, if it got another out here or another hit there, or played another second of defense in basketball, or just didn't hit the post in soccer. Those are things that you do remember. There goes the runner. It doesn't matter as he walks. And the runners are on first and second for the second baseman, Ferreira.
Baseman, number 11, Matt Ferreira.
Sage is now up on the Gotham Knight volleyball team 2-0 and 11-8 in the third set. And head coach Jerry Smith will come out here. Does he take Kafer out? And I guess he is. That's it. That's going to be it for Kyle Kafer in this game. Give a high five to his teammates on the way out.
Is Lemon pitching?
No, Lenny's not pitching.
Well, I was confused. As ever.
He's gonna go play
Oh, they made
first.
some subs.
And Mike Ramirez is going to come in from center to pitch, which means the DH is going to be out. And we're going to see some defensive changes when we come back. Moves to center. Lennon Gomez, who was the designated hitter, will play first base. So the Gotham Knights lose the DH. And for the first time, maybe ever, Dan Berardi is not playing first. He's playing the other corner for the Knights. He's at third base. I've never seen this done before. I'm assuming that he can play third. We're going to find out. Gomez had been playing third a little bit this year. You watch enough innings of baseball here at the Garrett Complex, and you'll see just about everything. Jesse Kraft is the center fielder, Rel Smith. And that's line right center field. Carter is racing around third. He is going to score. Strong throw to third. Won't be in time. The runner advances on the extra base. And the Pioneers lead 4-2.
Now batting, the designated hitter, number 16, Shane Adams.
An RBI for Ferreira. So Adams is facing Ramirez, chases the first two pitches, 0-2 coming here, just misses. Ramirez, the 1-2, line foul, off to our right. The 1-2, that's high. Two balls, two strikes. Swung on and missed. Ramirez got him. So Adams down on strikes two away for the shortstop Cuevas.
Now batting, the shortstop, number 7, Greg Cuevas.
That is outside for ball 1. Coming in is Kraft. He has to adjust after misjudging it, and on the second effort is able to make the catch. In the 5th for the Pioneers, they add a run. They're back in front by 2 again. They led 2-0. They now lead 4-2 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. And we're back here, bottom of the fifth inning now. A 4-2 lead for the Pioneers. They have 8 hits. The Gotham Knights 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. And Tom Pulsini has to duck out of the way of the first pitch of the fifth inning as we are back at the top of the order. Pulsini, Legato, Fian trying to get the Gotham Knights bats going in this game. And he lines that one foul off the fencing that separates the fans from the field. Well, we reached that point in the game where I have to stand up because my back is said no mas. Couldn't wait for well, this is like the 15th inning already. Doubleheaders on the weekdays in the SEC. I think it was 19 innings. It was a softball SID at LSU. Otherwise, I probably would not have been watching it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That's not even close to the record. The record for longest softball game is 31 innings. Curveball tucks in belt tie, and Pulsini out on strikes looking.
Number 7, Nick Legato.
6 strikeout against 2 walks for Babb, who's allowed 2 runs and 5 hits in 4 1/3 innings. Nick Legato has struck out twice. And fastball is a called strike. The 0-1. Switches sides of the plate. Same results, 0-2. The 0-2 did not go around as they checked with the field umpire, Vincente Alexander Medina. I will never forget his name ever again. Best baseball umpire name we have here. Sorry, Joe Wadika. The 1-2 in the dirt. Wadika was the best umpire name we had because you look at his last name, doesn't look anything. But Vincente Alexander Medina. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Can Legato get the Gotham Knights going? That one's ankle high, 3-2.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 33, Bill Hughes.
Gotham Knights have a lot of baseball next weekend. Or next week, I should say. Tuesday, they are at FDU Florham. Wednesday, they have a home game rescheduled against Drew. That was supposed to be on March 22nd. Drew is receiving votes in the national poll right now. Thursday, they're at Ramapo. Next Friday, they're home against Ramapo before heading to South Jersey for a doubleheader with Stockton next Saturday. That's 6 games. Check swing. It's going to be foul down the left field line and out of play. Babb deals low again. And another 3-2 count. Three balls and 2 strikes to Bill Feehan. Swung on and missed, and Babb is just rolling right now for the Engineers. Back-to-back strikeouts. Swinging, he struck out Pulsini looking. He strikes out the side here in the 5th as the Gothic Knights go in order. High, 3-0. That's a called strike. Ground ball. Legato there. And Gomez now at first base, still able to make the grab.
Now batting, the catcher, number 10, Jorge Solodkin.
So with the one away, we'll bring up the catcher, Solodkin, who is 2 for 2.
Any further trouble here after the error on team.
Now batting is the shortstop, number 7, Nick Legato.
I think we're back up. Shut down the entire broadcast and restart it to at least try to eliminate some of the buffering. Tom Pulsini with the error ended up not affecting the Gothic Knights as a 6-4-3 double play gets them out of trouble there in the top of the 8th. The Gothic Knights, Bill Feehan, Dan Berardi are due up here in the bottom of the 8th. That's high to Legato. Babb is still going. He's thrown 117 pitches. Struck out 11, walked 2 runs. And
Is that a letter coming out from the shirt?
that's just the 4th error of the year at second base in a lot of senior. Legato made fatal errors that he threw the bat down before waiting for the call. And it's 3-2. Gothic Knights need base runners. They trail 4-2 against a good pitcher. Ground ball, that'll do it. Base hit of the third baseman, Liriano. Down and taking advantage of it. Legato, he stumbles into second base.
Now batting, left
Wrong
field,
second base, I
33,
mean to say,
Bill Feehan.
with a double. And that'll be it for Babb. He's had an excellent performance today, but he's gone as far as he can for the Pirates. They will have a new pitcher. And the new pitcher appears to be take a quick time out while he warms up and we're going to wrap it up 4-2 with the West. It's on the screen here.
So the new pitcher trying to retire the heart of this order with Fian, Berardi, and Gomez all due up. Chasey's had a good year. 6 appearances, all in relief. He's 2-0, a 1.0. Only thrown 8 innings, a 192 opposing batting average. Only thrown 8 innings, a 192 opposing batting average, 11 strikeouts. Strike. Fastball. Right down the mist. And
Number 14, Dan Berardi.
Legato around third. He will score. It's a base hit for Berardi, the NJAC Player of the Week. First pitch he sees. Shaves it to a 1-run deficit. It's 4-3. NJAC Player of the Week. First pitch he sees. Shaves it to a 1-run deficit. It's 4. So now Lennon Gomez is due up. Gomez caught by the first. He's on his way to third. Oh, he's going to have to go back. So Pena, however, singles down the left field line.
Really?
So Ramirez, no balls and 1 strike. Tying run is Dan Berardi at second base. There's 2 outs. Top of the 9th in game number 2. It'll be Solotkin due up. He's the catcher, followed by DiGirolamo and Dean at the top of the order. 9, 1, and 2 due up for the Pioneers. And that's a called strike. So 1 away for DiGirolamo.
Number 1, Steven DiGirolamo.
Baseball's back in action on Tuesday. They'll be at FDU. They're back home on Wednesday against Drew. That game now be streamed because softball has a makeup doubleheader with Stockton that has just apparently been scheduled. And as a conference game, so that does take priority. You can only stream 1 event at a time. And you can barely even stream any events at a time right now the way equipment's working and Wi-Fi signals are working, but I digress. Miss, good pitch to DiGirolamo side. Game 1 will be a live stream with no commentary until I arrive. Because the game was originally supposed to be a away game against Staten Island, and then swung on and missed. DiGirolamo's down on strikes. Be 2-way for Dean, the left fielder.
Now batting, the left fielder, number 29, Frankie Dean.
Softball was originally supposed to be on the road in non-conference against Staten Island, but when Ramho got rained out on Tuesday, Staten Island doubleheader got bumped as the opponent now tomorrow. I coach travel soccer down in Monmouth County. We have our season opener tomorrow, and kind of can't have 17 girls not have a head coach. So game 1 will not have commentary until I arrive. Ground ball over to Dan Berardi. Tough play. And it's going to be an infield single here for Dean. So a single up the third base line.
Number 4, Dan Carter.
And that's the 9th hit for the Pioneers. They have a 9-8 advantage in hits in this game. And Ramirez drops that in for a strike. Ground ball over to Nick Legato. Flip to Pulsini to end the inning. So Paterson, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left on. Last chance for the Knights here in the bottom of the 9th. They trail by a run. It's 4-3. Check the stream.
Now batting is the third baseman.
So the Gothic Knights need a run to tie it. It'll be Kraft, Castellano, and Pulsini. The batters due up 8, 9, and 1. Kraft hitting .292. He's 0 for 3 in this game. NJCU had won 7 of 8 coming into play today. They lost the opening game. Paterson with a convincing win. 10-1 was the score, and pitching. 10-1 was the score, and pitching has been the story today as these great Gothic Knight bats have been shut down by the Pioneers. Fastball by Rosenberg is a strike. And a fastball right down the middle. In the league. And Paterson would even its record to 3-3. Fouled off. That goes over our heads to the left. 1-2. And NJCU last lost consecutive games when it dropped 3 straight one-run games. And that's a line drive up the middle for a base hit. So Mike Albunia with a 1-out hit on a good piece of hitting on a 1-2 pitch. Does his job. He gets on.
Now batting
For Tom Pulsini.
number 27.
Do we have a pinch runner? We will. It'll be Mike O'Donnell pinch running at first.
Pinch running for NJCU is number 3, Mike O'Donnell.
So I like messing with them and see how offended they get when I don't play their song. They would have thought I just banged their girlfriend.
So in steps Pulsini. First pitch is low. And you know Pulsini is patient. Throw back to first. Albunia in standing. O'Donnell in standing. O'Donnell, younger brother of women's volleyball, junior outside hitter Amber O'Donnell. The area player of the year last year at Harrison High School. And he's listed on the roster not only as an outfielder where he has played some this year, but also as a catcher. So if the Gothic Knights can tie this game, I imagine he would be behind the plate. That's in the air, down the right field line, but drifting foul. Pulled by Pulsini. Fair ball would have tied the game. So 1 out here. That's high to Pulsini. It's 2-1. 1 out, 4-3 William Paterson. They check on O'Donnell again. Just got to be careful with the throws over to first if you're... Each team with 9 hits. Gothic Knights have committed 3 errors. First 2 runs of this game were not earned. went down pretty hard, but he's okay. And Pulsini continues to battle here against Rosenberg with one out. Chopped foul. Pulsini's been one of the best second basemen in the NJAC. And that's down the right field line again, just foul. Straight foul ball. Pulsini sees the ball well. But can he put this into play? Oh, low throw there, dug out by Weiss, the first baseman. Gotham Knights would say thank you very much if one of those throws got away. Again, ripped foul, and we'll do it again. 4 straight foul balls. The 9th pitch popped in the air. Shallow center. And DiGirolamo makes the catch for out number 2.
Now batting the shortstop, number 7, Nick.
And it'll be up to Nick Legato. Ball game is over. The tag is applied by Ferreira, the second baseman. O'Donnell is thrown out 2-4. And Nick Legato is left with the bat on his shoulder as the ball game comes to a close. The year 3, decisive run in the 5th for the Pioneers. NJCU with 2 runs in the 2nd and a run in the 8th. It's pitching. That was the story today for the Pioneers. Babb, the winner, 7 innings, struck out 11, walked just 2. Old Chase Rosenberg finished it out. On behalf of Ruben Acosta, our camera operator, Yuri Brutus on graphics today, and Nina Carbonero on the scoreboard in PA, and on everyone at NJCU Athletics, I'm Ira Thor. Thanks for watching today's baseball doubleheader here on Gothic Vision. Until we talk to you again soon, be well, everybody.